Happy wife, happy life. Not sure if you guys have ever heard this phrase before. I certainly have. Initially, I thought it was funny, and then when you think about it, there's a lot of truth in that. It's not to say that women run our lives or anything like that. It just means that if 50% of the team is unhappy, you're not going to have success. And we certainly see that in the sporting world. Somebody that, like me, that watches sport all the time, you know that if you have one cog in the team that's not really happy, you have deterioration, right? You need everyone in the team happy with their role, happy with what's happening for this to be success. And marriage is just like that. A relationship is just like that. There needs to be happiness, communication. You need to have kind of like a vision together. You kind of need to agree on what's happening. And I don't know why I thought about that, but I was thinking about how beautiful this last period has been for me in the last couple of weeks. Squats are going incredibly. I'm feeling healthy. I'm pushing. It seems to be every single time I go squat heavy every other day, there seems to be a progression of some sort, whether there's volume or there's weight or something is happening, and I've just been in awe. It kind of reminds me of my noob kind of experience where every single time you rock up, there seems to be something improving. So this is kind of like a really special time for me. And at the same time, now I'm doing a lot of bench pressing, and this is where that's the connection. That's the connection. So the connection was, happy wife, happy life. For me, in terms of the gym, it's happy squat, happy life. So for me, in last year, if you guys, some of you guys probably haven't been around that period, but there was a period of probably 3-4 months that I didn't do anything other than the squat and its accessories. I was in pain. I was frustrated. I was very, very pissed off. I'm putting all this effort into it, and I just cannot get myself out of this painful situation. No matter how much, effort I put into it, I just can't work it out. I would have periods where I have kind of a period like this where I put in a lot of freaking effort into the squat, and I want to kind of realize that strength. And then as soon as I start upping the weight or whatever, I get pain. And so then I would have to deload to some extent, make sure I don't do heavy weight, make sure I don't do a lot of volume, just beating around the bush, and then I would regress and, repeat. That was driving me insane, absolutely insane. And during that period, I was like, screw that. I don't want to see the bench. I don't want to hit the overhead press, pull up, nothing. I just want to work on one thing. Every single time I come into the gym, I'm going to focus on the damn squat, because that is the being within me. This is what this whole thing is about. I wouldn't be training if I didn't see Klokov, Clarence Kennedy's, things like that for the first time. That's what sparked me. That the whole thing is the squat. Happy squat, happy life, happy training, happy everything. And so now, today, I hit 4 sets of 5 at 120 kilos on the bench. Another PR, right? So see how everything kind of starts rolling? If my squat is going well, I am more than happy to spend my times doing the bench press, because I know I've done everything I can today and the previous day to progress my squat. I feel like that's been put to bed, and I can just recover, focus on food and sleep and whatever. That's good. So now let me focus on other things, do some benching and whatever. So in recent times, ever since the whole beautiful squat period, I've been benching like a madman, doing like 7 sets of 5, kind of similar thing as I've been doing with the squat. And today, for the first time, I wanted to try the 5th set so I could get 5 by 5, but if you see the 4th set, I didn't record all of them, but you'll see the last set there, the last 2 reps basically stopped halfway up. So I was probably going to fail the last set anyway. So everything is going well. I'm in a really, really nice spot right now. I am pain-free. I'm feeling strong. The squats are moving really well. Tomorrow I'm going to come in, try 190 again. A lot of you guys have kind of said, squat in the squat rack. Because yesterday I said I might not even attempt 190 because it depends how I feel on the day, but it's going to be a 5 a.m. session. I've got work tomorrow, so it's going to be a long day. I have to start training at 5 to finish kind of at 6, latest 10 past 6. I have to do all of that. And 5 o'clock in the morning, it's not the greatest time of the day for you to feel strong. And yesterday's 190 felt like a freaking fight. And I can't have that thought in the back of my head. I might not make this lift. If I don't make it in the middle of the day, I'll drop it. It's not nice for the neighbors and everyone, but it's middle of the day, right? No one's going to get too upset. But if I drop it at 5 o'clock in the morning, man, the neighbor's going to get pissed off. It's going to sound like I dropped a nuclear bomb. My wife's going to come out. I'm going to wake the kids out. everyone's going to be pissed off at me. So I don't want to be that guy, right? So then I kind of said I might not do it. I just might stick to like 180 or something like that, something that I'm 100% certain I can get some volume in and hit it. And then a bunch of you guys have said squat in the squat rack and put some towels on and just see how you go. And I've kind of been saying to you guys, I don't like squatting in the squat rack because when I fail, I tend to give it everything I got. And then in that process of pushing against the bar, giving absolutely everything I got, I sometimes lose my balance. And like you saw yesterday, I lose my balance by going to my toes. So that is not a good position for you to kind of lower the weight. Otherwise, he's going to guillotine you, right? He's going to chop your head off. So then in that case, I just jump forward and I get underneath the bar, completely drop it behind me. And that's what I do. So I'm not one of those guys that fails easily. I fail like abruptly. I just kind of bail on it. And bailing at 5 o'clock in the morning on the pins is going to sound like maybe less than a nuclear bomb being dropped on the floor, but it's still going to sound probably even more higher pitch and more further reaching in terms of sound. And then you guys were like, just put some damn wrap the safety bars with towels. And I've got a whole bunch of old towels here in the garage, so I might try that, see how it goes. My only concern is I might make the pins too wide. I might make them like really fat, and then as I'm going up and down, the plates might be rubbing on it. That's the other thing I really don't like. I've had a few screw ups in my time in squatting inside this rack. I don't know whether this is a little bit of wider rack or what it is, but sometimes I walk the bar out a little bit kind of crooked, and I go down and I hit the plates on the safety pins, and that throws me off, and it's just a freaking nightmare. I do enjoy squatting outside the rack. It's free. There's no chance of hitting anything. And when you bail, you're gonna, the bars are made to freaking be dropped. So I don't know. I've kind of been used to that. That's kind of how I've gone away. Well, of course, it's probably safe for me and whatnot. Like if I somehow blow my knee out or my back decides to absolutely crap itself, it's an ugly scene if I, if the bar falls on top of me. And I'm sure all of us have seen bloopers on YouTube and wherever of people absolutely killing themselves with the bar on their back. But I've always kind of said that I would never push a rep where I absolutely, don't have any faith in it. I don't believe I'm going to make it. Usually, like in previous times, I've kind of been really safe with my selection of weights. But in recent times, I've developed this back strength. And this is something I spoke about yesterday. This back strength is kind of like, it allows you the ability to grind. And I've never really had the ability to grind properly. For me, let's just assume, I'm still never 100% about these things, but I'm assuming that my quads are strong. And so then I go down, I go up and I push. As soon as my quads can't take the load anymore and I'm failing, I just bail. It looks like you've just hit a brick wall and you just fall over and you just dump it. Whereas with people that have stronger backs in relation to their quads, they kind of hit a brick wall and they can just kind of lean forward and good morning that thing up, kind of like they're doing a deadlift. This is a symptom of somebody that is strong in the posterior chain. They can just grind. So when you see people grinding squats, they are probably much better deadlifters than squatters, and they just have the ability to just sit back and be like, all right, let's have a fight over here. You want to fight? Let's fight. And they just freaking sit there. I recently saw like a month ago, one of you guys linked it, or some guy, man, I don't even know what his name is or what his thing is, but dude, he was grinding for like 10 seconds. I swear to God, it was 10 seconds. He was basically stationary in one position for a good period of time. And I think he started dipping and he never gave up. I mean, this guy's blood pressure must have been 2,000. But what heart, what heart. That's an incredible, I've never seen anybody fight a weight that long. And automatically when I saw that, I was like, man, this guy, has some core strength. This guy has some posterior chain strength, because, this core strength that we always talk about comes in when we are kind of in like awkward positions. So obviously when you start failing a lift, you're probably not going to be in the most optimal bar path. Something might kind of go, because you're pushing against something that is absolute maximum effort. And so in those moments, in those circumstances, we do deviate away from the optimal path as we look for like every little millimeter, every single possible advantage that we can get from any sort of leverage or anything. So, our knees tend to buckle, hip shift, we lean over. We're kind of basically looking for any sort of advantage to make this lift. And so, I don't care that much about those moments. Oh, it's not optimal lifting. Mate, if you get attacked by a bear, you're not going to be there thinking about, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu moves and whatever. You're just going to do exactly what the hell you think you need to do in that moment to get the hell out of there and save yourself. So it's kind of like those situations. It is like fight or flight situation. But this is where injuries happen, right? But if somebody has a really strong posterior chain, they're just comfortable, right? Because, all right, so I squat 210 kilos, my deadlift is 260. So what percentage is 210 of 260 in terms of a deadlift max? It's far from it, right? Like, it's like 80% or whatever it is on top of my head. So 80%, man, like, that's all right, no worries. Lean forward and just good morning that thing up. So this is the advantage of having a strong posterior chain. So I don't know, in a really good mood right now, in a really good period right now. Everything's going well. Happy wife, happy life. Happy squat, happy life. Happy squat, happy training. This is the thing for me. You might have something different. You might have, I don't know, whatever favorite lift that you have in the gym. And you probably can relate to me when I say, if that particular lift starts to stall, you feel like a piece of shit. You don't want to do anything else. You just want to fix whatever is going on with your favorite thing. And then once that starts rolling, everything starts rolling. It's probably a lot of mental aspects to this. The whole endorphin thing, you're feeling good, stress hormone. When we're not doing really well, there's a lot of stress about us. There's just no two ways about it. You just kind of feel down. It's kind of like a snowball effect. So right now, I feel like a snowball effect in terms of goodness. I'm feeling great, man. The squat's going, man, I hit 190 for 5 yesterday. It was war, but I'm happy, man. I'm super happy. So that's kind of what's happening. Here, you guys are seeing me do these hammer curls. I don't have dumbbells more than 5 kilos. So I decided to change up the bicep thing and instead of doing like supinated grip bar, I decided to do some hammer curls. This is all I could freaking work out. So I did them. This thing doesn't hit the biceps at all. There was no bicep tension at all. It was all in that brachialis muscle, that kind of forearm muscle. But anyway, it kind of felt all right to mix it up a little bit. The reason why I'm doing any of this bicep training is just to keep the elbows happy as I'm pushing the bench press as much as I am. I'm doing like 5 sets of 5 basically every other day now. So that's a lot of pushing. And all I'm thinking about is I need some sort of elbow health. In terms of the scapula and shoulder, I'm doing a lot of deadlifting, and that's a lot of tension through my upper back. I'm still getting sore. You guys saw me do 250 today, but I'm still getting sore. Like tomorrow, the next day, I'll probably be a little bit sore in my lats because of that, initiation of lats that I'm like focusing so hard on the deadlift. So this is why I'm not doing pull-ups. This is why I'm not doing rows, because I feel like my lats are getting plenty of stimulation by doing deadlifts every other day. So the only thing left is the elbow, and I'm doing these bicep curls for elbow health. This is not to become Arnold Schwarzenegger 2.0 or anything like that. This is purely just for health, so I can bench press. This is the last set of the bench press, and you'll see what I mean here. I think the last few reps here got a little bit gnarly, and this is what made me kind of... There was a bit of a fight there as well. Anyway, so that was basically the session right there. Walked away from that and yeah, just feeling high, man. Feeling high. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking to myself, there's probably a darker period around the corner. This is how I am. I'm always trying to be mindful of not getting too high when things are going good and not getting too low when things are going bad. You kind of want to find that kind of oscillation of mood around that normal kind of thing. You don't want to get too high, because for every high, there's a low, equivalent low. You don't want to be going up and down and crashing all the time like that. So I'm just trying to be cool-headed and be like, yeah, no worries. I'm having a really good moment right now. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not going to be, jumping around, whatever. There's still a lot of work to be done in my mind. 300 kilos is a long, long, long way away. I'm happy that I'm kind of rolling. I'm happy that I found some sort of recipe that's kind of working for my body, and my body's responding well. This is the beautiful thing for me. It's not even about the results, man. It's the fact that the process seems to have, it's getting warmer. Like I'm getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And right now my body's like, you're doing something all right now, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of balance happening within us. There's rewards. And so I'm seeing these rewards in the form of these progressions. The process that I've finally kind of nutted out is working well. The hips are feeling good, and that's all I really care about. Health is number one before any other freaking thing, any other accolade. I just want to be able to freaking walk around being pain-free. Filip Stevanovic, thank you so much for your support, man. Puno mi ovo znači, man. I know you're from my neck of the woods, so I just wanted to say a few words in Yugoslav. Hvala ti, brate, nisi trebao toliko da mi daš, a eto vidiš, legenda si, stvarno mi puno znači. Hvala ti, brate. Christian Hernandez, I doubt you speak Yugoslav, so I'm going to say a few words in English. Thank you, man. Appreciate your support as well. As well as a fella or a lady, I'm not sure, by the name of Young Insulin. That gave me a bit of a giggle. Young Insulin, thank you for the growth, man. All I need now is human growth hormone, and I'll put you guys next to each other on the Patreon list. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm having a lot of fun in recent times, so this is a beautiful period for me. I appreciate you guys. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.